First, we would like to recognize one of our very own integrated marketing communication student, Alexa Hart, for making our Meek data flyer. So we give her a round of applause. So in the previous session, we heard from Jessica Mahone about content analysis. This is a needed skill for both journalists and IMC professionals. As part of Data Day, we are pleased to introduce the research that our current facility is working on in this field. Jennifer Sadler and G will give a short demonstration on how they are using data to analyze the media.
Good morning. How are you guys doing? It's a good day. It's a really good day. So G and I have been working on some research for a little while now, and I'm going to allow you to help me with it for a few minutes. So if you don't mind, if you can turn on your phones, go to your Facebook page, and look up Fox News. Go to Fox News on your Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Fox News if you're looking for it. And I want you to scroll. I want you to keep scrolling and keep scrolling until you can get back to August 1st. Keep scrolling. Don't give up. And some of my students have done this before, so they already know what is about to happen to your phones and your computers. Keep scrolling. Have you got there yet? How far have you gotten? You got Sunday. Some people got Friday. Thursday. We're getting there. So what would happen if you kept scrolling until you went all the way back to August 1st? How long do you think that would take you? Take you a little while. That's what I attempted to do when I wanted to look at the major news organizations and how they presented information in the 3 months leading up to the election, so August through October. And when I started, that's what I did. I scrolled and copied and pasted every single post, every single link, everything. Imagine how many times my computer crashed. So with the advent of technology, we are able to do this automatically. Now, for Fox News, how many times do you think they posted in August? Give a shout out. What do you think? 5,000? In the month, for the whole month of August. 400? 500? 902 times. 902 times, an average of about 29 times per day for this major news organization. And they are rated as one of the top sources or one of the top sites for engagement on Facebook. And these are some questions that we were looking at when we started on this research is, how objective are our news organizations? Where is the bias? How does it show? And it's hard to scrape all of that data, and that's what we're doing right now is we're going through and scraping all the data. And what Jessica talked about in her last presentation is the results of what happens when you scrape data. Luckily, G and I are working with Nymel from the computer science department, and it's a cross-department type of research. He gave us a Python script, and what Python will do is automate that process for us. It'll go into Facebook, you give it a name, and it says, okay, I'm going to scrape all of the posts from Fox News, from CBS, from NBC, from CNN, and then I'll put it on a CSV file so it'll make it easier for you to look at, and this is what we get. But this is not that easy to give to you. So what if I gave this information to you? All of these posts, what would you do with this? Would you give up after a few minutes of looking through everything? Use a search tool to see what information you could find? It doesn't do us any good just to be able to take the information. We have to have a way for us to visualize it, a way to give it to the public so that they can look at the numbers and not have to sift through the data like we do. And this is where G comes in, because he's been able to visualize the data for us, and he's going to show us how he used a program called Tableau to help us visualize the data, because he's working with us on our research. So.
Hi guys. So, if this endless scrolling didn't stop you from scraping, this may. When you look at this, it's kind of hard to process this data. Just endless scrolling. This is roughly about 3,000 to about 6,000 per, and this is going from August 1st to October 31st, okay? And there's not a lot that we could really get out of this. We could, if you guys have nothing to do, you could go through every single one of them, but I would assume that you guys have something better to do, right? So, what we could do is we could use a program called Tableau, which is also free for all students, and we could start visualizing it in a way where we could actually start making sense and start analyzing certain things. So the first thing that we did was, we have 19,000 posts going from August 1st to October 31st. What can we see? Is there any sort of trend between all the news organizations? So we actually looked at ABC, Fox, NBC, CBS, and let me look at this. CNN, yeah. And we realized a couple things. I'm going to try to show you this screen. All right. This is the data that we got. You look at the bottom, we see August 1st all the way going through October 30th. And then you can see that it's color-coded, so we have ABC, CBS, CNN, Fox, NBC. We could see by looking at this on the left side, this is actually the number of Facebook posts for all of them. And we could see that ABC posts the most, and we could actually exclude them and look at each of them. At their most high peak, they posted 88 times a day in 24 hours. And then we also look at NBC is actually the least amount. But what can we see from this overview is that they follow a pattern. There's a dip exactly at the same time, right? And I wonder, and also Naimo from computer science, we were like, why is there a dip? So we looked at a calendar, and we also realized that it's during weekend. And during weekends, they tend to not post as much. And that's all the dips. Those are all the weekends, starting from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Actually, more like Saturday. That's when the dip really goes down. So what was interesting, the next thing that we looked at was Fox. We expected Fox to post a lot more, but they're actually second to the last in terms of posting. At their peak, they're posting only 61 compared to ABC's 88 per day. But we looked at another data set. Despite the fact that Fox is posting, second to the last, look at their engagement. This is actually this is comments right here, this is shares. They have almost 17.5 million comments, and they also have 24 million shares. And you look at the next person in line is only at 10 million. So they're more than double, right? So now we start asking questions. Why, right? Are the people acting? Are they more sharing? Are they more engaged in Fox News? So that's what we want to further our research. So we could look at these data sets, and we could also look at the average shares, how many. So Fox has about 8,000 average number of shares per post, which is gnarly. All right. And also, one other cool thing that we did was we actually created emoticons. You guys know about reactions, right? So we got the likes, we got the wows, we got the ha-has, loves, sad, and wow, or angry. So this is really cool because you look at on the top, we have ABC, CBS, CNN, and we look at the likes are way up there in 51 million. And we can't make any assumptions yet, but it may be because, like, for me, for instance, personally, I don't necessarily put a love or a wow. I just kind of press like if I actually like something. I don't tend to like a lot of stuff. So I think that's probably why, but this is what happens when you start digging. We ask questions, and when we continue to ask questions, we find solutions to try to answer it at the best of our ability. So We will be, at this point, what's next? We're actually working on, now that we've realized that Fox has a lot of engagement, we're starting to scrape more data. What kind of data? We're actually scraping comments out of Fox News. And we're going to analyze and then do a textual analysis on what are they talking about? What are the topics that they actually are interested about? What is Fox putting out? What is CNN putting out? And what are the differences? And then we could further make visualizations of topic distributions. So Fox talks more about this kind of topics. And it's amazing what Python can do. And we're so glad that Naimo is also part of our team, because we are working on creating a dictionary of words that actually allows us to set up a script where it'll categorize it by topic. And think about that if you did that by person. I mean, first of all, there's going to be a lot of mistakes, right? And then, second of all, I don't think I'll ever do that. I don't know about you guys. But that's where we're at in terms of our research, and we're really excited to further this. And we're looking forward to publish this in the very near future. And we really appreciate you guys coming down, and thank you so much.